So the biggest issue I see with a lot of dudes these days is just getting started on something. You're trying to put off things until conditions are perfect. Like the time needs to be right, the moon and stars all need to align, all this crap. And that's the biggest excuse I hear with a lot of dudes that want to accomplish something, just about anything. And like that includes like starting a fitness journey, starting to make content on YouTube, or writing something, or doing whatever. I need this grand slam killer idea, or even if you have one, I've got to wait for everything to be perfect before I can get going. And they just make a million excuses before they ever start, and they're just dead in the water. And I've been guilty of this myself in the past. That's why I don't feel too bad talking about it a little sternly. And if I come off as being harsh or something, that's too bad. That's what we need here. A lot of guys need to hear it the hard way, because there's never going to be perfect conditions. There's never going to be that exact moment where it's like, oh, this is when I do it. This is when I start. No, the best time, I know this has been said a million times. You guys have heard it, and this, would normally get an eye roll out of me because it's a cliche, but the whole saying of the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is right now. That, you hear that all the damn time. I hear that all the damn time. But the reason it gets said is because it's true. I mean, there's never going to be a perfect moment to do something. You got to get started. You just got to go after it. If you get an idea of something you want to do, you just have to jump into the fire and do it. I wanted to start a YouTube channel for the longest time, and I just couldn't come up with either the right thing, or I wanted to talk about my weight loss journey, my health journey. And this, I hear this from a lot of dudes. Well, but I'm not like in the best shape, so nobody's going to listen to me. I'm not like all the way done yet. I don't have shredded 6-pack abs. I didn't put on 20 pounds of muscle, whatever crazy excuse they had. And that doesn't matter, because you can document it as you're going through it. Like, here's what I'm doing. I'm starting out fat and out of shape, and I'm gonna lose 100 pounds. Like, I should have started day one. I should have started a YouTube channel day one and just documented the whole fitness journey along the way, because people will listen and it will help. You'll document your wins, you'll document your losses, your mistakes, and like, here's what I screwed up. Don't do this. Learn from me. And that stuff is so valuable and so helpful to people. And a lot of you guys just won't get started and do it. It's no matter what excuse you have for not starting, it's 99.99999 infinite nines % of the time it's BS. It's lame. It's a lame ass excuse. And just think of it anyway. Any excuse you have, anything, any self-doubt bull crap that you've got in your head that is keeping you from going after your goal and starting something that you're maybe a little intimidated by or a little scared of, whatever excuse you have is lame, and it's bull crap, and it's just your own self-doubt creeping in. And you need to kill that off. You need to face that fear, because you're going to be stuck in neutral forever. If you don't start now, when are you? There's never going to be a perfect condition. There's no such thing as a perfect condition. It's not real. You just need to get after what you want to do. Like, the thing that drives me craziest with dudes is, I want to lose whatever weight. I'm sitting here, I'm 250, 300 pounds, whatever it is. I need to do it, but man, the time is just wrong. I don't have the money. That's one. You don't have the money to buy less food? Like, that's all you got to do is eat less. When you're broke, it's a perfect time to lose weight. You know what I mean? You can buy cans of tuna and chicken and, you know, crappy cuts of, like, not crappy, but, you know, cheaper cuts of steak and ground beef and all this stuff. That's perfect. That's a perfect time to start a carnivore diet, because you can live on 70-30 ground beef. You know, that stuff's cheap in the stores. Cook it up and eat it. Is it boring? Hell yeah, it's boring. So what? Being in good shape's not boring, I'll tell you that. When you take your life back, that's not boring. If you got started today, I'm gonna wait for New Year's. You're fat and you're out of shape. It's August. It's hot as hell out, especially where I live. You're sweating your ass off. You feel like crap. You're gonna wait until New Year's? You're gonna keep living in pain for 5 more months or whatever? Yeah. No. Get started now. Screw New Year's. That New Year's resolution crap, that's the worst. It's the worst thing. I don't know how long that was well ingrained into our culture by the time I came around, the year I was born. So it's always been a thing my whole life. But, you know, the more I think about this New Year's resolution crap, it's the biggest bunch of bull, you know, that I think just poisons us. It gives so many people an excuse to put something off months and months and months, and then they start it in January and it doesn't work anyway. Like, they don't stick to it anyway. Where if you just say, I'm tired of living this way, I'm tired of being fat and out of shape, I'm gonna do something about it. Dude, even if it's halfway through the day and you ate a dozen donuts in the morning, and at lunchtime you're sitting there like, I've effed up this morning, I ate a bunch of donuts, I feel like crap, I'm fat, I'm gonna do something now. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. You can fast the rest of the day and start eating healthy the next day. It's easy as that. It is as easy as that to get started losing weight. You can make that decision right now and start right now, halfway through the day. I want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't know what to talk about. You don't have to talk about anything specific. Eventually you do want to decide, you know, kind of what you want to do, but you can just get in there and start talking about the things that interest you. You're throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, right? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to talk about starting a YouTube channel. And I recommend everybody, all you dudes, start a YouTube channel, because all of you got something you can talk worth talking about. You just talk about the things that interest you until you start seeing what gets you views. You know, what interests me is helping other men in my situation or similar situations, or, you know, guys my age, middle age, that are stuck in a rut and, you know, hitting that, I don't want to call it, I hate that word. I hate midlife crisis. I hate hearing that, but some of you guys are at midlife and are in a crisis, and your health's bad and your weight's bad. Your relationship sucks because of it, probably, you know, and you have no motivation, you don't feel good, whatever it is. That's why I talk so much about my weight loss journey, because I want to help you guys and let you learn from my mistakes and be inspired by how far I've come, because I've lost 100 pounds. And, you know, a lot of you guys are going to listen to this and hear my methods that I do. Excuse me, a lot of fasting, a carnivore diet, and all that kind of stuff. That's the way I do it. That doesn't mean it necessarily is the way you have to do it. You know, if you want to count calories and you want to do, you know, all this other crap and everything, fine. Just get started and figure it out. You know, here's what I did. You know, maybe that'll work for you. Maybe that doesn't work for you. But do something. Start figuring something out and start trying to get yourself. I think everybody owes it to themselves to get in the best shape of their life. If you can get in the best shape of your life at 40 or above, like, that's a huge victory. That's a huge accomplishment. This road is jacked all to hell. They need to do some work on this one. But jack my camera up. But what I'm saying is, you know, that's a huge accomplishment, and there's no better time to get started in figuring it out right now. You know, if you want to build a business, you need to start putting yourself out there and let people become familiar with you. Start talking about the things you're good at, and you're good at something. And if you're good at a multitude of things and you don't know what it is, like I don't only talk about fitness on here. You know, it kind of creeps into everything because it's a good example. It's where all guys should start fixing their lives and stuff. But I'm big on the self-help stuff. Like I'm addicted to it. I'm addicted to leveling up, and I'm addicted to helping other people level up. I've helped so many of my friends just overcome, you know, their being in poor shape, and just helping random people, giving them advice. You know, I'm not a big guy that's going to go out there and give unsolicited advice to people I know, you know what I mean? But, you know, when guys come to me, like I have this issue, I want to help. I want people to level up. I want people's lives to be better. I think we all need to be out here just winning. So get on YouTube or get on Substack and start writing if you're more of a writer. You know, get on social media or whatever it is and start posting your wins, or start posting like, hey, this is where I screwed up. Don't make the same mistake. Whatever it is. But get over that fear that you can't do it. Is it going to suck in the beginning? Yeah, you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to do it better. You know, it's better to suck at it like I am or nobody's watching. You know, I know my videos aren't perfect. I don't have, you know, I'm in my car doing this stuff. You know what I mean? This is my studio, you know, here in the Millennium Falcon, right? Like, you know, here in my cyber command center that I call my truck. You know, my videos, you know, if I get 1 million followers, God willing, someday, or 100,000, whatever it is, I won't, you know, get 1 million probably, but you know, who knows? Sky's the limit. Well, I'll probably keep doing it this way because I like it. You know, I like to get in my car and I just talk. You know what I mean? Instead of sitting here thinking about this crap, I'll get in here and talk about it. Get in your car and just start talking. Any of you guys, so many of you guys watching have a commute. Don't tell me you don't. You know, you can just get in the car. Literally, the thing holding my phone. Y'all got a phone. Everybody's got a phone. And you can buy this little car dealio I got that hooks into my AC vent. It cost me like $10, $12, whatever it is. And just talk about stuff. Or show stuff if you're doing it from home or whatever. You all got a skill that you can talk about, that guys can learn from. And then start seeing what people respond to. And start seeing what they like. And see what you get a lot of questions from. You know, I probably use paint with too broad a brush, honestly. Like, a lot of people say you need a niche and all this kind of stuff, and that's the thing that'll get you guys sitting there thinking about what your niche is. Trust me, you'll waste years of your life wondering what your niche should be and what you should be good at. But I listened to this guy on YouTube, Dan Coe, and he taught me a concept from watching his videos of, you're the niche. Make yourself the niche. You know, make your skills and your wins and your losses and your talents the niche. So shout out to that guy. He's a genius. If you don't follow that dude, get on and start following Dan Coe. His content's awesome. But, you know, make yourself the niche. Just talk about the things that interest you and that you're good at, and see what people struggle with, and like, oh yeah, I struggle with that. How did you do this? How did you do that? And you'll start narrowing down the things you get the best responses to, and you'll start seeing that you'll talk more about it and get more and more and more responses. You know, like I think of all the things that I've overcome. You know, I went from creeping up on 300 pounds, and then I lost 100 of that, and I talk about it. And I know there's a lot of guys that need to lose 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 200, however much. They can learn. I have been through it. You know, I'm not a genius, and I'm not the most jacked, ripped, shredded ass dude. I'm not walking on a bodybuilding stage tomorrow. Trust me, I'm not there. But I'm at a place that a lot of guys would love to be at. Not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that, or say I'm better than anybody. Any of you can do what I did. If I can do it, any of you can. If my introverted ass can get on YouTube and start making videos, trust me, I was like, good God, you want me to get on video and just blast it out to whoever can see it? Like, are you high? You know what I mean? But I did it, and I'm still alive somehow. I'm not going to be on my deathbed saying, man, I regret posting videos on YouTube. I'm not. It has cost me nothing. It has always brought nothing but value to my life, and I was scared as anybody to get started doing this. You know, I challenge all of you. Start if you need to lose weight. Start today, not tomorrow, not New Year's, not after football season, not whatever's holding you back. Start today. Start fixing it today. And you know, there's not anybody on this planet that needs to lose weight that will regret doing it. That needs to lose body fat and build muscle. Nobody will regret doing it. If you can give me a reason why you would regret going from unhealthy to healthy, please let me know. There are fat millionaires walking around that are miserable. They got all the money in the world and they're fat as hell, and they would trade all of their riches to wake up feeling good again. You know, waking up with you know, their testosterone and the, you know, the effect of that again. To have that again, they would kill for that. They would trade their riches for that. And you can do it, and teach them how. Think about it. Do the math and put 2 and 2 together. You know, there are guys out there that have all kinds of problems and they don't know how to fix them. And there's something out there, you know how to fix it. You know how to get better, and you can teach people how to do it. I challenge all of you, wake up tomorrow, get in your car, or, you know, before the family wakes up or after they're asleep, turn your phone on and start recording. Just talk about whatever. Just start talking about what interests you, what you're good at, what problems you've solved, and just start talking about it. You know, I talk about my health journey. I talk about overcoming nicotine addiction, overcoming, you know, my drinking stuff. You know, I wouldn't ever say I was an alcoholic. I don't think I went that far, but you know, I definitely drank too much, and it contributed to me being unhealthy. And I've given up alcohol, and that's to me been a huge return on investment in my life. Not drinking. You know, I can talk about that. I can get on here. Here's the benefits of overcoming, you know, alcohol dependency or alcohol abuse or whatever. You know, I've lived it. I've gotten through it. You know, if you have successfully changed your career from something that you weren't interested in doing and you went and chased your passion and you made it work, get on and talk about that. A million guys are stuck in a cubicle hating their life, and they would love to learn how to escape that 9-to-5 grind. If you've done that, please get on here and talk about it. I think YouTube, of all the things in the internet, I complain. Nobody screams about the internet and the problems it's brought to our society, social media, things like that. YouTube, the way you can get on here and learn about things for free, the things that I have learned from YouTube, how much it benefited me on my weight loss journey, I cannot put a price on that. You know, I don't know if I would have lost 100 pounds. I literally learned about the carnivore diet on YouTube, you know, and that was probably the single biggest contributing factor to me losing 100 pounds. You know, and there's other methods out there if you're not interested in that. That's just what I like and what worked for me, and I did it and tried other things, and that's the thing that I was able to make stick. And, you know, I did the damn thing. You guys just need to do the damn thing. You have value. You have things you're good at. Especially if you're at my age, you're in your mid-40s. You have lived some life, dude. You're wise. Wiser than you think you are. Get on here and just shoot it out there. You know, if you've overcome relationship stuff, talk about it. Talk about it. If you've overcome addiction, get on here and talk about it. You know, people out there are struggling and you can help them. You know, if you've had problems with your kids and you have helped your kids overcome certain things, there's a market for everything. There is somebody out there hurting with a problem that you know how to solve. So get started today. Turn your camera on and start talking today. You know, leave me a comment on how to get a hold of me and we can talk about it. I can help you get started. I'm totally happy doing that. I want to see you guys winning. I want to see every guy winning. Trust me. We're not worried about teaching guys to come compete with us because I know that, you know, 99% of the time this falls on deaf ears. But if I can get one or two of you guys at the least to get out here and start changing your life, you know, it's worth my time making these videos in the car. I want to see men stop making excuses and setting a better example for their kids and getting themselves in shape and making more money and things like that, because the kids coming up, the boys coming up need to see this stuff, because that's our future. They're going to be making decisions when we're old and gray, and I want them to have, the men today aren't cutting it, man. We're not cutting it. We're not setting a good example for the young guys, for the kids out there. I know I wasn't for a few years after I retired from the Air Force. I let myself go and I wasn't setting an example for my kids. But now I have set an example that no matter what, the chips are down, you can climb your ass out of hell. I did it. I was in hell. I was in hell with food, making excuses, not working out, medicating with beer, abusing nicotine, caffeine. That's the next dragon I gotta slay. You know, overcoming, you know, the caffeine and stuff like that. I'm cutting back and eventually I'm gonna get, that's the next hole I gotta dig myself out of. You know what I mean? I've got all my priorities on the vices and the deficiencies in my life that I want to set them up and knock them down. And like I said, that's like the final boss for me. I overcame the weight. I'm not a finished product. I'm still talking about the stuff. I'm not where I want to be physically. It's never going to be perfect. I'm never going to be the perfect specimen. You know, but I can still talk about it because I'm a hell of a lot better than I used to be. And you can be too, and you can talk about it, and you can talk about it while you're doing it. There is no better proof of concept than to show it while you're doing it. You know, I don't have that's one thing you'll have over me if you're fat right now and you start making videos right now, today. I don't have a lot of proof of concept because I didn't let a lot of pictures get taken of me when I was fat. So I don't have like before and after stuff to prove to you guys where I was at before. You know, and I wish I did. I wish I had started doing this when I was in bad shape, because then I would have more proof of concept and I'd be able to show you. And I probably would have done this, lost my weight a lot faster, because this is a great way to keep yourself accountable. Because I'll tell you what, man, I wouldn't be on here talking about all these different dieting techniques and fasting strategies and protocols and all of the food choices and everything. I wouldn't feel right getting on here talking about it if I wasn't living it. You know, talking about, I'm not going to get on here and talk about these addictions and things that I've overcome and these poor life choices and these degenerate things that I was doing. I wouldn't be comfortable coming on here talking to you guys about it if I didn't live it, so that'll keep you accountable. Like I said, I'm not where I want to be. I'm still working to get to where I want to be. And when I get to where I want to be, I'm going to realize that's not where I want to be. I want to be even better than that. So I'm going to keep doing this to hold myself accountable while teaching you guys the things that I've done right, the things that I have done wrong, so you can pick and choose what you want to do and hopefully inspire you to do it. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys got? What things are you good at? Start brainstorming. Hit me up. Let me know. And just get started. Quit putting it off. Quit saying, I don't know anything, and I'm not good at anything. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You're good at something. You're valuable. Trust me. You can do it. You know, there's things you're good at. You're not good at everything, but you're good at something. So even if you're, master of none, but good at a lot of things, get on here and start talking about them. The cream will rise to the top. People will start asking you questions. People will start figuring out the things you can help them with. If you build it, they will come. There's another cliche for you. I can't make these videos without dropping a bunch of lame ass cliches on you guys, right? But they're cliches for a reason. They're true. They're true. They work. I got to start doing some cliche breakdown videos. That's my next thing I want to start doing. Compiling a bunch of those and just start talking about them and how I've used them, and you guys can roll your eyes and then listen to it and be like, damn, he's making some sense, and kind of see if I can frame it in a way that it's not lame to you anymore, and you can see like, oh, this works, because it does work. So get out there and start whatever that dragon you need to slay. You're not gonna kill the final boss on day one, man. You gotta slay the little. I don't play a lot of video games, so you gotta win the preseason games before you win the Super Bowl. Whatever analogy you want. I'm just spitting out whatever comes to mind here. But I'm just saying, there's no excuse not to get started. No one cares. No one's gonna make fun of you. If they do, they're just some NPC anyway. The guy from high school that picked on you or whatever, not that his opinion matters anyway. He's not gonna come out here and find you and tell you you're not good enough. And if he does, man, screw him anyway. What's he know? He's just a hater. So I let this one run on a little long, but it's an important one that I wanted to say, and I wanted to speak my mind and get it off my chest, and hopefully get some of you guys doing the damn thing. Just get out there and do the damn thing. Do it for yourself, first of all. Do it for your family. Do it for your friends, your community. Do it for your damn parents. If you got an elderly parent that needs some help, set the example for them. Whatever you got to do, whatever your why, find your purpose. But it's all about you, first and foremost. Get out there and figure it out. Stop putting it off. Don't wait for New Year's. Don't wait for tomorrow. Do it this afternoon. Do it the second you watch this video. All right? And like I said, hit me up in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm excited about this. I'm excited for all you guys that are going to make the decision to start changing your life today. I'm proud of you. Get after it. Let's go. Hit me up.